Welcome back to the Sports News Analysis YouTube channel, where I'm always breaking down the hot sports topics of the day. My name is Mike. I'm continuing my 2013 NFL draft coverage with just an update on where I see the Arizona Cardinals going there with the number 7 pick overall. You know, the Cardinals, I thought at the beginning of this offseason process and the draft process here that they would no doubt go for an offensive lineman, whether it was an offensive tackle or an elite guard like a Chance Warmack. Then for a while, you heard them linked to some quarterbacks, whether it was Matt Barkley, Geno Smith, and I didn't really buy that scuttlebutt, especially after they signed Drew Stanton, and now since they traded for Carson Palmer, there's no chance of them drafting a quarterback early. So you can eliminate that. I think they go back to drafting a tackle in the draft. Look, I think Luke Joeckel obviously is going to go number 1. I strongly believe that now he'll be the number 1 pick. I was reading some articles today that said, at number 7, if Eric Fisher is there, the Cardinals would take him. And I think the problem that's going to happen there is I don't see Eric Fisher being available there at pick 7. Why? Because he's a guy who is in the mix for the number 1 pick. And you have teams that pick after that could use a tackle, whether it's the Jaguars at 2, okay, the Lions at 5, the Eagles at 4. These teams can all use a tackle to insert into their offensive line. So the Cardinals are not the only team with offensive line needs here, drafting in the top 10. The left tackle position, obviously a huge premium placed on that. So I think if the Cardinals are going to look to take a tackle, they need to do their due diligence on Lane Johnson. Because for a couple of reasons. One, Lane Johnson is thought to be a consensus, top 15 prospect in this draft. If he goes 7, it wouldn't be a surprise given the position he plays. Is a premium position. It's a position that's very valued in the NFL. And in this draft, the difference between Lane Johnson and the next best offensive tackle, in my mind, is pretty significant. So if you're looking for a bookend left tackle and you're the Arizona Cardinals, what do you think of Lane Johnson? That's, I think, the question they're going to be faced with at pick number 7. Do they feel that they can get a guy who's not as good but as a plug-and-play starter due to the depth at that position in the second round? Well, then maybe you see them go somewhere else in the first round. I think when all is said and done, though, I think if I'm predicting for Joeckel and Fisher to go in the top 5, I think Lane Johnson now falls to the Arizona Cardinals, and now you have a team like the Chargers, who's the next obvious team that needs offensive line help, having to make a decision whether to reach on guys that probably shouldn't go in the top 15 because the Chargers have the 11th pick overall. And I think that the next team after the Cardinals that obviously are in great need of offensive line help. But I think you see the Cardinals, let's say, draft the Lane Johnson, all right, put Levi Brown from left tackle to right tackle, put Johnson at left tackle, give them 2 solid guys at the tackle positions, and continue to sort of upgrade that offensive line via free agency, like they already have a little bit, but via the draft as well. I think they're going to spend, I wouldn't be surprised to see them spend 3 of their picks on offensive linemen. But let me know what you guys think. Where do you see the Cardinals going position-wise? Who do you see falling to them and being a factor for them with the number 7 pick here? Hit me up in the YouTube comments. Hit me up on Twitter at SNewsAnalysis. Guys, be sure to subscribe to my channel. I upload 7-10 sports talk videos a day, mostly about the NFL, but about college sports and Major League Baseball as well. Thanks as always for listening, guys, and have a great night.